Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to NoDQ&A video, episode number 530, right here on NoDQ.com, as well as the YouTube channel and NoDQ&A videos affiliate, RingsideNews.com. Got your questions here from spring.me/Aaron Rift. We are coming off the post-Night of Champions edition of WWE Raw, which I felt was another lackluster edition of Raw, in my humble opinion. But I know a lot of people agree with me online based off the NoDQ.com fan polls. But enough of that. Let's get down to your questions. First one today comes from Big J the Great. Who would be the next man to challenge Brock Lesnar for the WWE World title? Personally, I would love to see a triple threat match with Lesnar, Orton, and Jericho. Your thoughts? Well, Jericho's gone for the time being, so that's out. As far as what logically makes sense, I guess you would have to go with Brock Lesnar versus John Cena, even though Night of Champions I thought was going to be the rubber match that would settle the feud once and for all. Maybe WWE decided that the Extreme Rules 2012 match doesn't count, and with the current series, it's one apiece, and Hell in a Cell is going to be the actual rubber match. Don't know what direction WWE is going in. That's what makes sense to finally settle this feud once and for all and have a decisive winner in the feud. Although it's possible that WWE doesn't want to go that route and have Lesnar beat John Cena decisively or vice versa. So maybe that's the end of the feud and WWE is just going to move on to something else. One thing they could do, you brought up the idea of a triple threat match. I've mentioned this in another video, the idea of doing not just a triple threat match, but maybe even having a 6-person match or even a fatal 4-way match, some kind of multi-man match for the title where Brock Lesnar can retain and John Cena does not have to take the fall. You can have Brock Lesnar, John Cena, Seth Rollins, and Dean Ambrose in a fatal 4-way match, and I think that that would be a lot more entertaining than doing 2 one-on-one Hell in a Cell matches in today's PG environment. So if I was making the call, I would do the Fatal 4-Way match. I think it would be highly entertaining, and Lesnar could retain the title without John Cena having to take the fall. Alright, this one comes from Creature13. What the hell is WWE doing giving The Miz the IC title only for him to lose it the next day? I wish I could give you an answer. I really have no idea. I could say that Vince Russo is back with WWE since he was known for hot-shotting the title and having title changes all the time in order to draw ratings. But if Vince Russo was back with WWE, we would have seen Bray Wyatt on Raw. Not only that, we would have seen a swerve where Bray Wyatt acted like he was going to help Harper and Rowan and then end up turning on them instead. So clearly Vince Russo's not working with WWE. And I do not understand why WWE would feel the need to hot-shot the title and have it go back and forth like a hot potato in 2014. Doesn't make sense to me. I do not know. This one comes from Matt Zell. Hey Aaron, first-time asker. Please answer in video. With Roman Reigns out for some time, do you think WWE will push somebody new and maybe even rush Daniel Bryan back? Keep up the good work. Well, first off, I don't see WWE rushing Daniel Bryan's return. WWE is not going to take a risk of bringing him back too soon and then something really bad happens to him. WWE, as a public company in this PG era, they do not want something like that happening where they are jeopardizing the health of one of their top superstars because they are desperate for somebody. WWE has a huge talent pool. They do not need Daniel Bryan back until he is 100% ready to go. No need to rush him back. As far as pushing new and different guys, I would love to say yes. I would love to say that WWE would bring in some new guys and give some other people opportunities and do something to make Raw more interesting and just stir the pot a little bit and shake things up. But I think that in all likelihood, it's just going to mean more TV time for John Cena, more TV time for Randy Orton, so on and so forth. unfortunately, that's how I see it. Don't think that this is going to open any kind of doors for other people. I hope I'm wrong. I wish WWE would call up Sami Zayn to the main roster, even Adrian Neville as well. I would love to see some of those guys from NXT get regular roles on Raw right now. Anything to make the shows more interesting. This one comes from Wrestling Do 95. Yo, Aaron, what are your thoughts on Austin Aries leaving TNA, and if he still continues to wrestle, where would he go? I would love to see Austin Aries in WWE. That's the one big company he hasn't worked for, but they didn't seem to be interested in him a few years back, and that's why he ended up returning to TNA, and it did work out for him. He won the TNA title, and he had a good run in TNA. As far as him going to WWE, I think that the odds are against it. WWE already has several guys that they are grooming in NXT to be the next superstars on the main roster, and I think that if WWE would have interest in Austin Aries, they would want him to go through NXT, and I don't know if that's something that Austin Aries would want to do and basically start at the bottom and work his way up. I mean, that's one of the reasons why AJ Styles never went to WWE, and also the pay. He can make more money working on the indies and working overseas. Both AJ and Austin Aries, those guys will not have trouble finding work on the independent scene and in other countries. So, for them, it's not worth going to WWE and having to start at the bottom and maybe getting a chance to get on the main roster without that guarantee. This one comes from Gravy Sticks. We all saw it coming, but is it time for WWE to finally realize it's okay for John Cena to lose a feud 100% clean? None of the greats were ever afforded this type of run with as little crowd support as Cena, and the lack of new top stars as a result of this run. Unfortunately, I think that John Cena is going to continue to be pushed as the top guy until he can no longer do it physically. I think that WWE is in a position where they do not have to take any kind of risks. They can keep marketing John Cena to kids, and as long as the merchandise sales keep coming in, as long as they can plaster John Cena's face on magazines and on advertisements and people go to the live events, there's no need for them to change. They're still making money off of John Cena, and as long as they feel that they can get money from him, they're going to keep positioning him as the top star. John Cena is a guy that they can rely on. He is able to stay healthy and stay on the road, and the times that he has gotten injured, he has bounced back quickly. And say what you will, but Daniel Bryan got hurt, and he's been gone longer than expected. And with Roman Reigns, it's going to be a real test. If he comes back soon, I think the WWE will continue to have confidence in him. But if Roman Reigns is gone for any kind of extended period of time, WWE might lose that confidence in him, and that could affect his main event push. With John Cena, they know they can rely on him to be around all the time and do all the publicity and all the media appearances and the Make-A-Wish stuff. So I really don't see anything changing. I think that we're just going to have to deal with it. Either deal with it or not watch WWE. I mean, WWE is going to just continue doing what works for them and not take chances when they do not have to take chances. This one comes from CPW 1978. NoDQ.com reports that Gail Kim's TNA contract is up soon. What are the odds that WWE will re-sign her from one last run? God knows the Divas division could use the talent. Well, she already had a second run in WWE several years back, and they basically did nothing with her. So I do not see them bringing her back a third time and giving her any kind of significant push on television. And I've talked about this before. Divas tend to have short shelf lives in WWE. WWE likes them young. They like the women that are in their early 20s that are fitness models that they can bring out there and put on Total Divas and have them sell calendars and all that crap. And having a woman that is talented as a wrestler is secondary to them. That's just the reality of the WWE world and how they operate and how they do business. Could Gail Kim be involved with WWE as far as maybe training divas in NXT? Absolutely, that's definitely a possibility. But as far as her having a final run on television, as I've said before, highly unlikely in all likelihood. So that'll do it for this edition of NoDQ&A video. Thanks for watching. Check out my review video of Night of Champions if you haven't already, and stay tuned tomorrow, Wednesday, I will have another edition of WCW Wednesday. So check that out, and I will see you guys next time for more.